Hello everyone and welcome to the last weekly market outlook video of the year. As always, we start with looking at the economic calendar and as you can see here, we have a lot of high impact news events coming up for next week, but only spread over 2 days. On Tuesday we have a lot coming up, and on Thursday we have the biggest news event and the last big news event of the month, CPI. It's always good to look at the forecast for CPI. If the actual number will be higher than the expected forecast number, it means that the dollar will show a lot of strength, and if it's lower, it means weakness for the DXY. There's something interesting to look at for yourself. Look at the forecast, look what the actual number will be, and then see what the dollar and all the other markets will be doing. Let's dive into the charts now. As you can see, our previous week targets have been reached for either the euro as the US dollar. For the euro, I expected us to trade higher into this level, but as you can see, we expanded way higher than that and reached above this high over here of the 17th of October. And for my next target, my bias remains the same. I remain bullish. We're still in a bullish order flow, in a bullish price structure. So I expect us to move up into this high over here at the 1.177 level, but that doesn't mean that we have to do that this week already, because we can always first retrace back into this fair value gap, for example over here, or this fair value gap over here, and then trade higher. So it might take a couple of weeks, but eventually I expect targets to be here. Same for the DXY. I expect us to trade below the low of the 17th of October, the same high that we took out on the euro dollar that we haven't taken out yet on the DXY, and I expect that to be our next target. So it's interesting to see what CPI will be doing in comparison to its forecast, and then we can see how the dollar reacts to it. So ideally we would have the CPI, we want the actual number to be lower than the expected CPI, because this means the dollar will show its weakness, and then I expect this low to get taken for sure. Moving on to gold, as you can see last week I actually expected gold to trade lower because we had some multiple cracks on the upside, but since we traded above this daily fair value gap, we have been treating this as a inverse fair value gap, have been consolidating into it, and then this is something nice. We created a weekly hidden SMT. And what does hidden mean? I've explained that before. It means a SMT with the bodies, so without the wicks. So if you can see here, I'll take out the wicks, look only at the bodies, then you see that previous week's low, compared to previous week's low, we made a lower low this week on gold, where on silver we made a higher low if we compare the lows from previous week to this week. So you see after that we also had a 4-hour PSP, and after that we've been trading higher, expanding higher massively. And for our next target for gold, as you can see, the strength on silver is immense. But for the next target on gold, I expect us to take out these highs over here and create new all-time highs before the end of the year. So curious to see what will happen there. So a low CPI number will mean a weak dollar, and that will mean more strength for the other markets. So for example for the euro, for gold, and for Bitcoin. Moving on to the last market, to Bitcoin. As you can see in the weekly chart, nothing too much has changed here. We are still respecting this inverse fair value gap over here with the bodies trading into it. Closed here bearish on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, bullish on Ethereum, and if this high keeps in place, then I expect this to drop massively lower and reach towards the 74,000 level on Bitcoin to trade lower. I'm definitely bearish on Bitcoin, but my next target would be this. But time-wise, could be happening next week, could be happening the week after, because price is pretty slow, and especially with all the news events coming up, or with all the holidays coming up, price won't be moving any fast, not moving fast for sure. So it's interesting to see with CPI what the numbers will be and what price will be doing. But after that, for next week, I recommend you all to not be trading, and the week after that as well, because that's usually the least profitable years, generally speaking, of the year. Price is usually really slow, not volatile at all, less volume because there's Christmas, there's New Year's. So I recommend you all to just enjoy your holidays, enjoy the New Year's, and then I'll see you in the second week of January. Take care.